Alrighty, so looks like we're ready to go with Super Castlevania IV. Take it away.
Woo! Yeah! Woo!
Good evening, everybody. I am dat1niceguy, and I'm going to be speedrunning Super Castlevania IV for the Super Nintendo. And right behind me are
Cyphering.
Turbodog702.
Wild Mouse.
Alright, without further ado, let's start right now. Time will start the moment I get control of the character Simon Belmont, which should start right now.
Just as a real quick plug before we get too far into the run, it was mentioned just before, but if you find Vampire Slayers out there are able to raise $250 during this fine game, we will be getting an addition of a world-class Saturn Soten Maria player here to do a run for us. If you guys hit another 100 after that, we will be forcing Rasha to get tortured with a Richter any % run on Saturn before his all bosses run on XBLA. So stick around for that. Please do donate. But anyway, Castlevania IV, definitely one of the treasured games inside of the Super Nintendo library.
Absolutely fantastic, and Nice Guy is one of the best runners out there, so you all are in for a great treat here. You'll notice as Nice Guy plays, he's going to be taking various damage boosts across on a number of enemies. It's just to help reduce time and save time rather, and yeah, just get through the levels faster.
Yeah, it turns out when you do take damage and get moved during it, it is a little bit faster than Simon's basic walking animation. So something that's a little bit different from your normal classic Vanias, while Simon in this game does have a fixed jump height, you are able actually to move left and right a little bit during the jumps, and you get your typical 8-directional whip, which is very different from the norm in this style of game.
Yep.
Right now you're seeing Nice Guy make great effect of the cross or boomerang sub-weapon. Nice Guy, do you kind of want to talk about some of the advantages that the cross brings to the speedrun here?
So, unlike the crosses in the previous Castlevania games, the cross in this game will actually bounce back and forth off the screen. So right here I can just keep moving, and then it'll eventually bounce right off. Another thing also is that the cross is also very, very strong. It's just about as strong as just hitting one enemy with this whip right here. And another thing also I just did right there is I maneuvered my whip in order to stun lock the Medusa heads and then bounce myself forward. At the cost of my health, of course, but you will see me do a lot of intentional damage boosts like I just did right there. And now we're about to fight the first boss, Rodin and his horse. And I just killed the horse right there.
What horse? I never saw a horse.
Yeah. Alright, that's one stage down, very nicely executed. Are we going to get a sick... only one heart, no Triforce.
Ooh,
Got the arm pump.
Cut the stream. Oh, the flex, though.
The flex. Fist bump. Alright, so these hands here on this starting stage 2, they're random. A little bit of RNG here, which is basically luck in the game. As we just saw here, Nice Guy get grabbed. We tend to throw crosses low to try to mitigate those grabs there.
Man, they had it on
Yep.
point there.
An old G-hand spider combo.
Yeah, right directly underneath the spider right there.
So we talked about damage boosting quite a bit. This is a pretty common thing inside of speedrunning, the idea of trading resources for time. And sometimes that resource is ammunition, sometimes that resource might be like a magic or something. But something that a lot of players don't realize is health is a resource as well. So by taking these damage boosts, Nice Guy is taking a very calculated risk that he will play well enough that the health is not going to matter, because the only hit that matters, right, is the last one that kills you. So the health budgeting in this game is very, very thought out, very precise, and it shows a high level of proficiency in the game to be able to do as many of these as Nice Guy is showing right now.
And along the lines of the health management, there's also the heart management aspect too. So like, Nice Guy knows it's pretty calculated when he's going to throw these crosses, so that he can have just the right amount of hearts when he gets to the end of each level.
Yeah, at the end of each level, we have something that's also pretty typical in Classic Vania, the heart countdown. which is at the end of the stage, it will give you extra score by counting down the additional hearts you have. But by using all of his hearts in the stage, he can keep the game from doing that, save a little bit of time there as well. And the hearts don't carry over anyway, so it's...
Alright, so now we're going to encounter the boss of stage 2. And she's dead.
And you can see, you just kind of melt these bosses. But the thing is you want to keep this cross. That's a huge key inside of this speedrun. So, like, that being said, Nice Guy is extremely proficient with just the whip-only runs of this game, so he has plenty of backups planned, but the ideal goal is to hold on to this the entire run.
And so on this section here too, you'll notice there's the water current at the bottom. At a certain time, it changes direction, which is what it just did to him now. And so Nice Guy will do various jumps to get through faster.
Yeah, and unlike stage 1, there is no orb to collect, so you have to just keep going forward till you reach the end of the stage, and then it's going to cut over to stage 3. So just a couple more damage boosts here, and then we're going to be done with stage 2 and on to the third one. And there you go.
And see, and even though it's only 1 health, he knows he's completely safe at this point. So some pretty precise stuff happening inside of the cave sections here, involving these mudmen that we're going to see here. So Nice Guy, let's see, that's a very tight jump, actually. It's very easy for less experienced players to jump on top and actually land on top of the 2 as they split. And it's very important to try to get that jump, because if you try to attack those, they split again, and that starts to generate a lot of graphical lag, like the game will slow down visually, and we want to try to avoid that as much as possible.
Not only that, but the bigger mudmen cause extra damage as opposed to the smaller mudmen. So if you have to take a hit, you want to get hit by the smaller guys.
That's correct.
And lastly, wherever the mudmens move at, it's always random every time you encounter them. But luckily, I haven't gotten hit once, well, except for that guy, but it's okay. We're good.
That guy's a jerk, though. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So here we're going to see another damage boost to skip a little bit of platforming. We're also going to see our first instance of the ring glitch. Nice Guy, do you want to kind of talk about what you're going to be doing here coming up?
So in this room, in this part of the stage right here, I'm going to maneuver my whip right here. Oops, it's up there. That's okay. Third time's a try.
So that skips Nice Guy having to go all the way across the level and backtrack all over.
It saves you around 10 seconds. It basically skips an entire row above me. So what I did over there is I basically manipulated my whip to go down just as I'm above the ring. It basically tricks the game, mostly. Alright, so now we're on the very last part, part 3 of stage 3. We're in an abandoned sunken city. I'm going to use this eyeball to my advantage here. Damage boost over there.
Yeah, stage 3 is interesting because it is the first instance of like using all the various tricks that exist in the speedrun of this game. So like as you saw the ring glitch, you saw damage boosting, this like encompasses it all.
Well, I might as well get the jinx out of the way now as well. You are seeing Nice Guy jump on and off of stairs. That is because jumping is slightly faster than actually walking up the stairs, and you can jump onto stairs in this game. Now that being said, there is a little bit of danger because this game likes to make you fall through stairs sometimes. So we're crossing our fingers hoping that doesn't happen.
One thing I want to quickly mention, that Bone Dragon, Nice Guy took an intentional hit there because it despawned another Bone Dragon that was at the base of those stairs and allowed him to use that ring glitch to get get up higher more quickly.
Some nice positioning here for the upcoming boss. Very important to kill this boss quickly to reduce that graphical lag, that slowdown. That was a smooth fight.
And we're done. And look at that heart management. He has 0 hearts, so he knew what he needed to do to get the job done and reduce the countdown here.
So we kind of glazed over it, but over the course of the time, Nice Guy has been getting what's called a multiplier. Normally you can only throw one of a sub-weapon, but as you accrue hits with a sub-weapon or in hidden parts of the stages, you get power-ups that allow you to throw more than one. So at this point he has ×3, which is the most. He's gonna want to try to hold on to that the whole time with the cross. And That just gives him so much spatial control. Like, he can control basically all of the space in front of him all the way to the edge of the screen at any given time. So it's very powerful.
Okay, and shortly here we're coming up to another boss of this stage. I call him Big Skullhead guy. I think his official name is Plexel. I believe so. I believe that's his name.
That guy that runs FF6?
Maybe, yeah. Sure.
Alright, so now comes the break room, as we call it. So if there's any donations out there, now would be a good time to read them.
Yeah, for sure. We got a couple. We have $2 from Xantamun, which says, I want to see some more Castlevania. And I strongly agree. So we're only $198 away from getting a Maria run and $298 away from getting a Richter run as well. So make sure you get your donations in for those.
So this trick that Nice Guy is doing here is incredibly hard. Using the ring glitch, he managed to push himself on top of the ring here, and as you can see, he's just making short work of these Medusa heads. It'll allow him to also get off the ring early once the screen finishes transitioning, and he'll save some time there as well, doing his whip pumps.
So a quick note on how you actually get attached to these rings. You can manipulate Simon's hand position by holding the directional button before you whip, and that kind of determines where you tether onto the rings before whipping. You need to be approximately level to the ring before you'll get attached to them. If you press a directional either before, too soon before whipping, you could actually completely miss the ring.
And this stage here, or this section, is the Mode 7 room. It's the game's way of showing off the Super Nintendo's capabilities. Nice Guy is going to try to avoid attacking these skulls because it causes a lot of lag.
Alright, so this is going to be the Crusher Room. This is kind of the final obstacle before heading to the boss at the end of this stage. And it looks very intimidating your first time through, but, you know, as speedrunners, you play the game enough, you kind of pick up patterns inside of it, you can optimize from there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you're playing this game for the first time, best advice, don't actually go on top of these blocks, just walk forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people tend to actually go on the blocks. You're going to be stuck in an infinite loop forever and ever, wondering just where the heck to go after.
Alright, so we're closing in on the Rock Golem boss here. I don't recall his name off the top of my head.
Coronat.
Yeah.
If you spell his name backwards, it's pronounced ton of rock.
Mm-hmm.
Who Exelbean licks you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice fight. Nice Guy right now is going to try to position himself to get an early orb. Oh, but he fell, but it's okay. That's great.
That was stone cold, Nice Guy. That was hard times, baby. So, got a little bit of a longer stretch here before we enter the castle proper. Once again, just kind of catching you guys up. Do we have a little bit of an update on the incentives here? As we said before this run, if we can reach $250 raised during the course of this run, you are going to be seeing Wild Mouse doing a world-class level Saturn Maria speed run here. And if we can do another 100 on top of that, you'll be seeing the world record holder for Richter any percent in all bosses on 360 do a Saturn run, which is sure to have some hilarity, seeing as how he plays on a particular controller.
Yep.
How are we doing on that, by the way, Mr. Host?
For sure. Math is hard, but I believe we are $163 away. Yeah, that's right.
Let's get there.
All right. Still plenty of Vania to go here.
Mm-hmm. This level is probably the shortest level in the game, and your biggest enemy is time. The time clock here is shorter than the other levels, and we're about to enter Dracula's castle here and go on to stage 6.
I guess it's a good thing we're speedrunners, so I guess the time's not that big of an issue, right?
So welcome to stage 6, where Dracula throws all his wild parties at. We're in a giant ballroom right here. And it's separated into 2 different types of stages. The music sounds a lot different here, but it's going to play a completely different one the moment I go upstairs. So it's going to go past here, kill these ghouls right here, some bats, some axe knights here. And here comes the Chandelier Room.
The Chandelier Room. This room is notorious for all the Castlevania IV speedrunners.
All right, let's give him a little bit of focus here.
Yeah, I was going to make it.
All right, so there is a little bit of optimization you can do inside of this room, but it is rather risky, and your movement has to be crispy clean. So it is possible to skip a little bit of the swinging animations here to pass the screen a little quicker. However, definitely for a marathon, you'd rather be safe because it's very easy to get yourself into trouble and die there, lose your multiplier, lose your cross. So
Yeah, and you have to start all the way over to the very beginning
Yes.
of the stage, which loses about 1 minute and 30 seconds.
yeah, so Nice Guy opting to take a safer route there. Didn't feel quite comfortable with the timing on the chandeliers at any given time there.
There you go.
So making his way nice and smooth. There was a secret room towards the beginning of this area, but Nice Guy already being at max, max sub weapons, max whip, we didn't have any time for that, so he kept it moving.
Yeah, that's a nice, good casual strat is if you do know where the secret rooms are, they are very, very powerful. I guess kind of on that note, Nice Guy, if you have any real quick casual tip you would give people who might be picking up this game for the first time after this sweet run.
Well, play the game multiple times. Just get a good feel of how the game works, and just try to piece together each and every level. There are a lot of stages in this game, and a lot of them are harder than the others. Some are easy. So just kind of pace yourself. Don't try to learn everything all at once. And lastly, ask for advice. That's what I did when I was brand new. There's a lot of people out there who are willing to help, and they're all very, very supportive. Everyone in the Castlevania community.
Yeah, this is definitely a game where your mechanics will carry you through the day.
So those skulls back there, the red ones were really dangerous. I think they do 4 damage, so Nice Guy had to be really careful as he was throwing his crosses to get through those previous rooms.
Yeah, these dancers that appear are completely different. They're all random every time they show up, and they take away about 3 bars of your health, which I do have enough, but still, I would rather not get hit by them.
Casual strat, if you're low on lives, there's an extra life in the wall there.
Alright, now comes the boss of stage 6. And they're dead.
Is that a boss?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. I think you can realize why the cross is the most important sub-weapon in this entire game.
Alright, stage 7. Why is this your favorite stage, Nice Guy? Or is it, what was it you were telling me?
I think it's because he likes to read. It's a lot of books.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the music, the atmosphere, the level design. It just seems very, very relaxing. I don't know. It's just the way I see it.
This stage, for me personally, this stage is truly one of the hardest stages in the game. But he's like, it's a cakewalk.
This is a stage that will definitely test your knowledge of your limits with your jump. You need to be able to understand the height of your jump, how far it will take you. All of these things are extremely important at this section. Nice control of the front platform.
There it goes.
Very tight jump.
So that jump over there, which we call the book jump, you have about 7 frames to actually execute it, which can be very stressful, especially if you fail it, you pretty much fall down, you die, and you lose all your sub-weapons, and neither that we all want.
Yeah, you get a frame of about 1/10 of a second, give or take, with how fast the Super Nintendo runs.
Any fan theories for who the woman in the portrait is?
Yeah. I always wondered who that person is in the portrait over there.
Somebody who likes to punch you, apparently.
Yeah. More damage boost here. And a couple more over here. Ugh.
One quick thing to note, that worm boss we saw back there, that's the only time you'll ever see, not boss, but that enemy, that's the only time you'll ever see it in the game.
All right, smooth.
And stage 7 boss down.
I can't wait to test your counting, Cyphron. Because it's 7, it's going to be 8, and it's going to be 9. And then I would have to test you on what caps after 9. So, stay tuned for that, everybody.
Oh boy.
There'll be a written exam.
Oh geez.
So welcome to stage 8. This stage is notorious for being very, very difficult. It basically increases the difficultness of this entire game. Enemies now take more damage. They also, I think they give a little bit more damage as well. But also the spikes right here, they instantly kill you. One hit kill.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was tough.
That always looks tight, but it's very calculated.
Yeah.
On this first crusher here, there's like a 1 frame jump I think you can do. We opted to take the safe route there.
So, like, oftentimes you'll hear people talk about frames. A frame is just a unit of measurement of time, typically. Without getting into too many specifics, think of a frame as 1/60th of a second. So when we say something like 7 frames, we're talking about 7/60ths of a second. You can think about 1/10 of a second, which seems like the world, but do it consistently every single time you need to perform it, and it really adds up the difficulty of a run. And once you get into things that are frame perfect, or 1/60th of a second, it becomes very taxing on a runner's skills to be able to accomplish that.
Nice damage boost to get by those crushers.
Thank you.
More calculated damage boosts. Boosts.
So I tried to take a boost over there from that, like that green trip over there, but I kind of went over to the left, but it's all good here.
Now we're coming up to the notorious Vegas Bridge.
Ooh. Nice save.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you're wondering why Vegas Bridge was kind of a difficult thing, it's because that's not really a pattern you can particularly predict, especially if things have happened during the course of the stage. You just have to react to it, or you just have to go all in and commit on it. Given this is a marathon, we got to react.
Yep.
We can't just risk that.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome to stage 9, where we get to see just how rich Dracula really is. Apparently he's so rich he has skeletons that are also made of gold. It's kind of a nice touch, if you ask me, for a stage like this.
As Nice Guy mentioned as was mentioned, I should say, on previous stages, the HP levels of enemies and the damage amass are ramped up quite a bit. And it's very, very apparent here. Like, the skeletons we've been fighting throughout the game have not been this durable at all. But we're really getting to see that change over the last couple stages.
We got time for a couple donations?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome. We have $20 from Toastmaster 8. And $20 from Alucard X60
Yo, Alucard.
says, donating for these awesome runners because the world needs more Saturn Maria. We have $20 from Grande Pereiro, which says, love Castlevania. Would love to see a Castlevania on the Saturn. Good luck to you from the guys from Brazil.
Awesome.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Awesome Brazil community for Castlevanias, particularly the Metroidvanias.
And also just a quick update on that. We are now $18 away from meeting the incentive for the Maria run and $118 away for the Richter run.
Get it in.
Awesome.
And we just got a $100 donation from Campy, which says,
Man,
Oh!
Very nice.
Oh,
That got him. He was like,
What? Too much.
all right, so what did Campy say? What did Campy say?
just Craigasm.
Oh,
Thanks, Campy.
So since Nice Guy took a death back there, he's going into this secret room to get his cross again and multipliers.
yeah, so this was... There are places where the death isn't nearly as taxing. So given the context of this run, this was actually probably one of the better places to have it happen. He's also hitting plenty of the candles with his cross to build that multiplier I was referring to at the beginning. That being said, your whip is a very good weapon in this game as well, so you know, you can always use that to buy yourself some time if you ever find yourself at a sub-weapon disadvantage in this game.
so for this part of the stage right here, all these candles here do not drop hearts at all. It's all money bags. Just useless money bags. Well, for this game at least.
And similar to a previous stage with that bone dragon back there, he didn't kill the bone dragon because it despawned another bone dragon that was higher up in that section.
Does that have to do with like what the SNES can kind of put on screen at any given time?
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, that's a very common theme in a lot of the 16-bit and 8-bit games. Sometimes there's just too much stuff on the screen, so the system will decide not to spawn an enemy or change the way it spawns enemies.
Timed that fight rather well so that the bat split into 3 while it was closer to the bottom of the screen, allowing him to use his crosses
All right,
to finish him off.
quick guys, what comes after 9?
Maria?
7.
11?
I got a correct answer over here. The correct answer, of course, is A.
What?
So welcome to stage 8.
Hexamadecimalness.
This is the Clock Tower stage. Cannot be a Castlevania game without a Clock Tower stage. What better song to play than Bloody Tears from good old CV2?
So speaking about hot music,
Oh,
what's your favorite tune, Cypher, from the classic Vanias?
oh, from the classic, it probably would be this, for sure.
Mouse? This Bloody Tears. You know what? As cliche as it is, I'd probably take Bloody Tears as well.
Can't go wrong.
Especially this version. This one, I just get hyped up every time I hear it.
Shoutouts to Simon's theme and Wicked Child as well for being also standouts.
By the way, speaking of things that are hype, we just met the Maria incentive.
Sick.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we have unlocked one extra Vampire Hunter. But we still have another one that might be wearing a trench coat if you guys can raise that other $100.
It's actually only
man.
55 now, so
Ooh,
get your
wow.
donations in.
We really haven't hyped the Trenchcoat Richter enough. I mean, he's looking sick.
We are
in that
giving
trench
you
coat.
guys a bargain. We are giving you Richter on the Saturn and a trench coat. Like we could have split those up. This is a one-time, this is a limited time offer.
I don't know if we have the time for non-Trenchcoat Richter.
So really quick, this room is one of the hardest rooms in the game, and Nice Guy is making short work of it.
Oh yeah, by the way, he's crushing this stage. Yeah, that, just as a reminder, if you needed to know that Nice Guy's pretty good at this game. So we're coming up on a very interesting fight here. We are really hoping for the boss to spawn at a certain place, to appear at a certain place.
And he got it.
Wait, let's see it. Let's see it.
Sorry, I get excited whenever you see him
Yeah.
spawn there.
Nice.
Wow.
So that is a 1 cycle, which means that the boss never got the opportunity to disappear and reform somewhere else. That is only possible in 2 locations, right, Nice Guy?
Yes, he can appear on either the very left, very right, or in the middle. And if he spawns in the middle, it's going to take longer to kill. It spawns left and right, you can kill him easily, like I just did, right there.
So very smooth kill on that.
Alright, now we're on the final stage, and yeah, if you're familiar with CB1, you probably recognize this tune right here. So I'm basically gathering some hearts here since this is the final stage, and I'm going to be killing these bats in order to reduce lag.
Dracula really needs to fire his architects. I mean, his bridges just keep falling apart.
Yeah, no kidding.
Maybe they're architected like that.
Built to the specs of the customer.
Indeed.
By the way, I do want to say the Richter incentive has been met as well.
Nice.
That came from a $100 donation from Toad22484, which says,
Toad!
Wow, nice.
Yo,
I'm
Toad.
really sorry I couldn't make it this year and wanted to contribute any way I could. Thanks for another great marathon. This money can go to the next incentive. Thank you very much, Toad. We love you.
We love you, Toad.
Thank you.
Looking forward to meeting you, actually, at another Calithon, hopefully. Toad, super cool guy from that NES dynasty of speedrunners, so.
Indeed.
Fantastic guy.
I'd like to point out that Nice Guy is totally winning on points now also. Definitely getting the high score on this card.
So yeah, this stage, definitely again another one of the hardest stages. Doing our best not to lose our sub-weapon, the crosshair, because now we're coming up to probably one of the hardest, trolliest bosses in the game, Slagra.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so there is a little bit of optimization with this fight. It involves putting a cross on top of the boss as he spawns, kind of, to do a little bit of extra damage.
Yeah, when he first comes down, he has some iframes, so Nice Guy has to time it when to have the crosses overlap.
Not the easiest juggle to make.
There you go.
Alright. So that could be a really rough fight, because if Slagra decides to use his kind of like beak attack on you, it can be very, very difficult to cope with.
Yeah, it's a charge attack that covers a lot of ground, and it's hard for Simon to move out of the way.
Very fast, too.
Very fast.
So now we get Gaibon. Alright, good fight, good fight.
Good fight.
Now we're moving on to another Castlevania alumni. I mean, what would Castlevania be without vampire killers, Dracula, and this next guy right here, Death? So he's doing a nice job controlling the side spawns there. Very quick fight, actually. So that was kind of the last minute to kill him with crosses. Had he initiated his next phase of the fight, or his next attack, he would be invulnerable to the cross throws. So it was kind of fortuitous that we ended it off right there. Nice control of the projectiles from Death as well to make sure they weren't spawning and threatening him at any given time. We're going to be coming up to Drac here. And like, thank you to the people watching Calithon. You guys definitely put in the Drac bucks. You guys dropped in those purple and blue bags that have money signs on them that are United States dollars, even though this is Transylvania. Don't worry about it.
And here we go. Dracula's going to teleport across the room. Nice Guy has to reach up and hit his head, because that's his hitbox here.
as you can see there are certain projectiles that you can destroy, and occasionally you will get access to meat in this fight. If things go well, though, like, Nice Guy's just doing a fantastic job, like, controlling these flame spawns. Plenty of health coming into the final phase here. So as with many Castlevanias, Dracula has not one phase, but two in this game.
And unlike CV1, he doesn't turn into the Cookie Monster. His face just changes. Gets pretty ugly. And we got one more hit.
All right. Time is going to be when he grabs the orb that drops down. Yeah, give him the floppy whip.
Beautiful.
All right,
And time.
Good run.
And that is Super Castlevania 4 for the Super Nintendo. I want to give a big thank you to everyone behind me in the couch. Cypher, Turbodog, and Wild Mouse. And everyone out here watching, just thank you very much.
Thank you.
huge shout-outs to the classic Vania community and really anybody playing Vania out there.
Yeah.
Huge community for CV4, right? And a lot of people really on the grindstone with this game, taking this already optimized run and really just continuing to push away at it, chipping away the seconds, right?
Yeah, big thank you to everybody in the Castlevania community and the retro community, of course, you know, for the support and all. I just don't know what to say.
You did a fantastic job, nice guy.
Thank you.
What you can say is that you dunked Drac real hard. Like, real hard. It's like, forget this, I'm coming back in 100 years.
I love this ending because as you just watch each scene, it takes you through the journey, you know, all the struggle, and this music, like, oh man, it's just phenomenal. It's epic.
Never gets old.
It never gets old. No matter how many times you watch the speed run, how many times how many times you go through, you play it.
What can we expect to see from Nice Guy in the future here?
More of this game.
Same.
Maybe some
But
other, CV games later. We'll see. But I'm probably gonna take a short break from speedrunning for a little bit, and I'll go back on the grind with this game and some others as well.
All right, thank you guys once again for all your donations. We're gonna have some vampire killing continuing here with Soten, right?
Let's get it set up.
See you
Thanks
guys
so
in
much.
just a bit.
Alrighty, thank you very much, dat1niceguy, for that amazing run of Super Castlevania 4.